This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the executive chairman of Lithium One. No, I'm kidding. The executive chairman of TinOne Resources, Mr. Chris Donaldson. Chris, a little tongue in cheek there before we get into it. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Gerardo. Thanks for having me on here this morning.
Well, listen, let's get right into it. We've been talking about your tin projects for several months now. They're excellent projects in top-notch jurisdictions. There's a clear goal there as far as resource estimates and growing that. And then there's a clear goal to monetize those assets. You had some news, hence the Lithium One joke, here recently where you've discovered lithium at your 100% owned project while you were prospecting for tin and tungsten. Now, it would be very easy for me and anyone that's skeptical, because this is that kind of high risk, high reward business that we're in, to say, well, how convenient for Chris and them to find lithium all of a sudden. So when I started digging into the release, kind of playing devil's advocate, I looked and I thought, well, did they just sample like a little corner somewhere? And then I looked and I see this covers an area of at least 8 kilometers by 4 kilometers. That piqued my interest. I then see the X-ray analysis that you did and the host mineral. And you make a very good point in pointing out that most of the significant lithium projects in Europe and elsewhere in the world have this host mineral. And so I want to get into all of that, but it sounds like you're on to at least a very early stage significant lithium discovery at an otherwise tin and tungsten project.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a surprise to us. So, I mean, if you remember, we've been working our, we'll call it our flagship project, the Great Pyramid, and we did 5,000 meters of drilling on that and had some good results. And we're trying to expand on the historical resource there. And while that was going on, we're prepping our other project, which is only about half an hour down the road, called Aberfolyle. And Aberfolyle is, it's a historical tin tungsten producing district, produced over 2 million tons of tin and tungsten. And so but it hadn't seen a lot of modern exploration. So we went back and did some multi-element assays on some grab samples that we got there, and these weren't targeting lithium by any means. We did composite tests on them, and turns out we got some pretty good levels of lithium there. So I mean, this is not a pivot for us, and you bring up a good point. Obviously the lithium market is hot and frothy, and this is not something we deliberately tried to jump in on. However, our timing is, coincidentally, it's pretty good. So, I'm hedging a bit. We wanted to make sure that we're certain we had something, so we sent it out for, umpire tests. So, a second set of tests, which confirmed it. It's only 10 samples right now, but yes, it's across a pretty good district. So we've got geologists on the ground right now doing a proper, we'll call it a targeted sampling and mapping, looking for the lithium micas, which is where the lithium is found here. So, and as you pointed out, it's common in Europe, and the grades seem to be in line with others that have done studies and so forth on production of lithium out of micas.
When do you anticipate receiving some of the results from this early stage work? Because I think, again, I think it has the potential to be a significant discovery. And I think it's going to be a fun story to follow here.
Yeah, I mean, early days, right? But we're now, like I said, doing more extensive sampling and mapping, and it won't be long. The next few weeks, we'll start getting those assays back and be able to get comment a little better on the size and the scale potential. So pretty happy about that. I'm certainly doing my research right now. When these first came in, the host rock is called the Zen Waldite, and I didn't even know what that was it's kind of an obscure name that I hadn't heard before. So getting up to speed on that, and we're getting a lot of interest, from the mineral resources in Tasmania, who are quite excited about this potential. And if you look actually in and around the area, there's been a couple of companies staking specifically for lithium in and around us. So we think we're in the right area here. We just hope we can get the scale and potential that we think it could be.
The project is owned 100% by TinOne. It's a 9,600 hectare land package. You mentioned the rush that's going on to stake around you. I'm excited to get these results here soon, Chris, and really looking forward to having you back on here in the next several weeks.
Yeah, I can't wait to update you as the story unfolds here.
Fantastic. A name change may be in the cards. We'll talk about that another time. Thanks again for your time, Chris. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you too. Thanks so much. Take care.
Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.